Hey guys, what I want to do today is take you through some strategies for how you should approach drawing a nose. And we are going to use Kylo Ren's nose from Star Wars. It says you start the drawing of a nose. What's really important to understand is what's called the planes of the nose. There's planes all over the face, but as you approach a nose, what you're really looking for is to divide it into some larger chunky shapes. So I'm just drawing the central part of the nose there, and I'm adding in the nostrils, and I really try to simplify it into straight lines and angles because that helps to really simplify what you're seeing. Because the nose is made up of all kinds of rounded, curved shapes, but if you can simplify them into what you see as more blocky, it'll make it a lot easier when you're approaching the shading of it. And that's what really makes the nose look real, is the shading. And what I'm doing here is I'm trying to really lock in the sections next to the bridge of the nose that tie into the cheeks, because that is really what gets affected by the light source and the shading. So you can see I'm starting to shade in a couple of these sections here based on the light source that I'm seeing in the picture there. But that's really going to depend on the photo or the light source that you have when you're working. So what I'm drawing, I'll draw a little arrow to signify where the light is coming from in this picture. And now we'll get started drawing Kylo Ren's nose here in this empty space in pencil. And I'm going to start just by really lightly placing in the planes of the nose there as I'm seeing him in the picture. See, I'm not drawing on the picture there, I'm just kind of trying to show you how I'm simplifying some curves into some straighter lines to help me block it all in. And like I said before, that's going to help a lot when you start to develop the shading, because then you'll know really clearly where to change the shading from a darker shade of gray to a lighter shade. And one of the reasons I picked Kylo Ren's nose is because it's got a lot of distinctive features, so it makes it a little easier to draw. It's not a cute nose like Baby Yoda, but it's got a lot of features there that you can really dig into and help you make it look a lot like what you're trying to draw. It's got some very characteristic features. The nostrils are a very unique shape. He's got some shadows on the side of his nose on the left of the bridge that really make it stand out. I'm starting to, at the bottom there, you can see I'm hinting at the top of the mouth. Noses are really tricky because you really start from the nose and you can get everywhere. So where you stop it is really up to you, but it's really connected at the top of the bridge, it's connected to the corners of the eyes, at the bottom you can connect it to the mouth, so it's really a good spot to start once you're comfortable with drawing noses, because it can really help you bring the whole drawing together. I'm just starting to place in some light shades where I'm seeing the strongest shadows in the image. I'm laying them in with the pencil. You can see my hand is holding way back on the end of the pencil, not gripping up by the point. I don't need that kind of control of the lines right now. I'm just looking for some light shading. So I'll place it first in pencil, and then I'll use a finger or a blending stump just to lightly smudge it all, so I can then draw another layer on top of that. This whole process is just steps of laying in some shades, a little more control. You can see as I darken the shades, my hand's getting a little closer to the point. Gives you a little more pressure, a little more control on edges and where you want to be with the shades. But really still, early on in this drawing, just a lot of laying in of shades, smudging them, laying shades on, smudging them, and just keeping the drawing going like that, developing the shades a little bit at a time. Still not a lot of hard edges anywhere. as you see me pull out some of these highlights here with the eraser. Don't forget that that's an important strategy. To be able to create some contrast between the shadows and the highlights, you've got to be able to see the highlights. So if you over smudge something or you blended something a little too much and you notice it, just pull out those highlights with your eraser and you'll get the contrast back. And just notice as you're watching this demo, you're never really grabbing close to that's about the closest to the point of the pencil I'm going to get. Most of the drawing gets done, even all of the shading, all of the details are getting done with my handheld, at least in the middle of the pencil. Just laying these shades on and blending them, and you'll see the form develop that way. And it all has to do with that underlying structure, understanding the bridge of the nose and how it sticks out from the face, and how the nostrils wrap around. All of that goes into the shading of it, and the shading is the key to making your nose look as realistic as you can get it. So at this point, I'm going to quiet down, let you guys watch the rest of this demo. You can speed up the video if you like. You can practice before you get to drawing your own. You can practice along with this video if you want. You can practice a different nose. Yeah, pick a nose, any nose. Yeah, I heard that. Good luck, guys.